What's going on, Dungeon Dwellers? Welcome back to Dave's Dungeon in this year's Spooktober 2023. Today, we are bringing you The Girl That Got Away by Boy Wonder Films and from director Michael Morrison. For those of you who are my budget watchers and my watchers who, are on streaming, so you're looking for it, you can find this one on Shudder, you can find it on Tubi, you can find it on YouTube, and you can find it on Vudu. So there's I'm pretty sure there's more than that. You might even be able to find it on Hulu or some of the other services. I have seen it there before, but where I was just able to find it was those four places: Vudu, Tubi, YouTube, and Shudder. So I think I watched the first time on Shudder, but that's because I love those people. And if you haven't checked out Shudder yet, you definitely have to. I mean, you really, really should. For people who love horror films, you gotta check out Shudder. The content they put out week to week, month to month is, amazing. I get my money's worth every year. But with that ad for Shudder out of the way, let's actually get into the body count. We have one awkward late night car ride after losing the big game with your dad. I feel bad for the little man. He was having a bad night. One woman in boots and skivvies with a kitchen knife covered in blood out for a nice little jog at night in the middle of the woods down a dirt road. One dad, she's bleeding. Dad speeds up. One, we can't stop here. It's Psychobat country. Next town. One little girl that got away. Four others that didn't. One, Tommy, don't get out of the car while I go get stabbed in the woods. One, Tommy doesn't listen and lets the little girl in the truck. One woman who is rivaling Usain Bolt who catches up with the truck. Crazy Karen tire iron foo though. Boom. One, meet Elizabeth Bowden, the girl who got away. We did it! 6 minutes into the film, we said the title. Woohoo! Clap! Yeah! One, Elizabeth Caulfield, knocked the fuck out, but not killed. One little girl, all grown up, 20 years later, teaching a class of her own. One, Office of Child and Family Services adoption form for a troubled teen. And this storyline does not get easier or better or One, 6 Emerald Drive, up in the snowy winter mountains. I'll bring my boots, because of course we're up in some mountain, isolated in an old house. And for those of you who are wondering, yeah, you'll figure that out soon enough, whether it is or isn't. One, we all deserve a second chance quote. One wrecked car, 2 dead police officer, a dead trucker, and an escaped con, and a partridge in a pear tree. One late night phone call while treating your asthma, because yeah, this guy, he should really stop smoking. One white picturesque house on a hill, just all on its own. It's a nice looking house. It's a beautiful place, and this movie does a good job of capturing some of the scenicness of the area around them. So good, nice, clean, pretty shots. One eviction notice for Mr. Cooper that ends up making Mr. Cooper late. Yeah. One, Officer Jamie gets a call from Dr. Weezer that he doesn't want, because we don't know the doctor's name, so I'm calling him Dr. Weezer. One, you can pry this land from my cold dead corpse, gun fu. One, Officer Jamie takes emotional damage. One, happy birthday to Christina. One, everyone messes up sometimes, right? I could never hate you, quote, which, man, that, I wish it was true. I wish it was true she could never hate her, because that, it happens sooner than you think. One, we have another guest. It's the police. Because, of course, you know, it's those unexpected police visits that, you know. One, why are you lying to me? Freak me out. My almost mom. Abandonment is the first thing the kid goes to, because of course it is, because of course you are. One, you don't have to do this, you know, I gotta go. Conversation that just breaks your heart, because you feel for Lisa. Like if there was a story where you actually felt like Lisa needed to be taken care of, and yet she really is just, it's shit. One, you don't understand, I'm all she thinks about, quote. And this isn't dealing with Lisa, this is with the other thing. One, she never has time for arts and crafts anymore. Bathroom scene. One, Elizabeth Caulfield, pediatric nurse who disappeared and started taking kids. Backstory. One, Christina was the first girl she ended up taking. Oh yeah, it starts to come together after that, because it's like, whoa, is she or isn't she? This is the big is she or isn't she sort of question. And the movie will continue to play with that the entire runtime. Enjoy the mystery of it all, and you come up with your own theory. Put it down in the comments. Let's talk about it. Let's discuss it. But I'm going to go ahead and tell you, was she in on it? Is she in on it? Who's doing everything, and why is the larger mystery of this entire movie? And I think we could come up with who's ultimately responsible for everything by the end of it, but I don't think the movie itself answers that question fully. It leaves it very open-ended, and for you to sort of put your 2 cents together. But that being said, I'm sure you guys in the comments will tell me exactly what you think is happening in this film. So, waking up in the middle of the floor with your hands and feet covered in dirt, sleepwalking, because we didn't know she sleptwalked until we find her there. And the first time you see it, you don't even know what's going on. You're like, why is she, whoa, what happened? One, happy life spiraling down the drain cry. One, happy birthday mom emotional damage necklace. One, I'm not asking you to run, just hide, quote. Because, I mean, don't you have to run to hide, though? If she doesn't run, she's going to get caught. Isn't she hiding already, Jamie? I don't understand what you want her to do. One, she took my whole life from me once. I'm not leaving. I'm not fucking leaving. One, Dr. Jerry Wheezy gets a visit from Officer Jamie. And I gotta say, that officer, that family doesn't feel like they're good people. Like, you get a sense that the mom's not okay with Officer Jamie and Amy, and Dr. Jerry is using Jamie, and yet hates him, and it just all kind of feels weird, man. One, Amy and Jamie reunion, though, complete with, when did you get back? Oh, just recently. One, we're just trying to keep things quiet. And we're not talking to anybody about Amy, because Amy is pregnant and there's no husband to speak of. One, I don't think you understand what happened here. Story between Jamie and Jerry, which is just pure corruption and should have immediately been the first thing Jamie told everybody. One, hanging on to that glimmer of happiness. One, Officer Jamie draws the short straw of 24/7, 365 days a week duty of guarding Christina. One, you don't have a crime lab for this, quote. Visit to the DV tape expert. Because there's somebody, of course, there that can help him break out the DV tapes. One, footage of the girl who got away. We did it! We did it again! Woo! 43 minutes into the movie. One, this is probably a bad time for Christina to be watching someone else's kids trope scene. One, no one's conveniently heard from Christina's ex, Tom. Phone call. One, Tracy cheats at hide and seek. Because if you're hiding inside, it's cheating to hide outside. I swear to God, those are the rules. 2 glasses of wine while you're babysitting someone else's kid with a cop. Right. 1, going full Nigerian. You should never go full Nigerian. 1, I grew up here, backstory with no one wants the fucked up girl with the screwed up past. Quote. 1, I'm fine. Everything is fine. Feelings inside need expressing. Lie. When Christina Bowden sleepwalks around the house, and Officer Jamie finally sees her doing it. 1 more, we gotta stop waking up like this scene. 1, Elizabeth Caulfield heading south, not north. Good thing, right? Should be. The most stable 2-day relationship she's ever been in, though. Ouch, Tom. Ouch. 1, going to Tom's place to check on him. Poor Tom, right? Screwing half the town, though. And this is what I say. Did Elizabeth do this, or did Christina? You vote, you decide. I'm not telling you, I don't know. 1, you look like a hooker. You don't have to sound like one, too. And I look like a fool for believing you. Mom and daughter fight. 1, this is just one sick, fucked up do-over for you, isn't it? K.O. Daughter uppercut. Daughter wins. Lisa wins. Fatality. 1, best night mother on the children's ward. Because of course she was before she went crazy. 1, fired for erratic behavior. I should know because I was there. I can't recall what she was doing, Foo. You opened your mouth and said you were there when she was fired because you wrote the termination form, and yet you don't remember why she was fired? Oh, okay. Lie to me again. 1, Gary Bailey's wife is a racist and hangs up on the police. 1, why didn't he tell you? Conversation at 12:38 visitation. With 12:38 visitation. Or what did he tell you? Sorry. What did he tell you? Call from Lisa to Christina. Complete with 12:38 visitation in the morning. Axing the abusive father for sole custody. Because, yes. Christina goes digging in the yard again. She's hell-bent on digging something up out of the yard. 4 people dead connected to Christina now. And the police are now starting to look at her kind of funny. 1, you were her favorite. That's why you're alive now and the others aren't, quote. I know, grumpy, right? He was, I mean, man had not been to sleep yet. He was grumpy. 1, Dr. Gary Bailey's secret is out, and so is Officer Jamie. 1 convenient hunter finds Lisa in a ravine that she wouldn't have seen coming when she was running from the axe. 1, Lisa's dead boyfriend in a church steeple. Does that make him her ex? 1, Elizabeth and Christina meet in the church to settle some things with their prayers. 1, you know the rules. Mom goes full Terminator mode scene. Because, of course, she does. 1, meanwhile, the DV hacker lady finds something. Finding Lisa at the bottom of the ravine, foo. 1 of Christina's finest performances yet. She isn't running anymore, finally. 1, Jamie needs to see something on the tape, because of course he does by this point. 1, is this a bad time no come in scene with the CPS worker? Because, oof. 1, that's not my fucking name, quote. Christina, turns out, is not her name. 1 more hole amongst so many in the yard. 1, Katie Caulfield in the flesh, revealed at last, the 6th girl, the one that should have been there, but was the one that got away. We did it! We did it! We're in like the hour and 10 minutes point here. 1, she's been dead for 2 days, red herring. 1, smoking near the oxygen tank. You know, because you love your husband so much and you aren't trying to kill him. When suddenly, Arlene is shot through the door, foo. 1, Dr. Gary Bailey gets retired permanently, finally. 1, calling your ex-boyfriend to come save you from being killed. 1, I was a nurse once, you know, scene before all of this. 1, Jesus, I thought you were dead. Why won't this bitch die? Scene. 1, bringing Katie Caulfield to the next crime scene with you. Complete with stay in the car, because you know she's gonna. 1, Jamie, she took my baby. Amy, don't go anywhere, quote. Where's she gonna go? Where's she gonna go? 1, saying goodbye to your best friend you just finished digging up. Because, I mean, she was pretending. If you understand, she was pretending and needed to say goodbye to her best friend whose life she was persona-ing. 1 big happy family again, just like before. She's yours. She's all for you. Thank you, Mother, for everything. And finally, 1 daughter, just like Mother in the end. The girl who got away. Boom! Stinger! I say 4 stars. Dave says you gotta see this one. This is that sleeper that if you don't know what's going on, you don't know what's going on the whole time. And if you do know what's going on, you're looking at everything with suspect and you're going, oh my God, where and when is this going to happen? And where and when is this going to happen? I have to say, this movie is super good. It's a little slow, and it's a little on the stilted side sometimes, where people are just having conversations, and they're kind of awkward conversations at that, and they're not necessarily driving the movie forward, just driving the personal understanding of characters. And you could have cut some of that out and gotten a much snappier movie here. Given this movie is an hour, 56 minutes, and 25 seconds. I mean, it's right at 2 hours. So it is a little long, and in that longness, it's a little drawn out. And you could have edited it down and tightened it up in some places, and it would have been, you know, as my friend Brian says, that much snappier. Would have actually been a fire. Like 5-star. Could have been a new classic. I do want to give some MVPs for this. Only a few this time, though. Chukwudi Iwuji as Officer Jamie, and Lexi Johnson as Christina/Katie. Yeah, you'll figure that out later. Remember, we're gonna go straight into the spoiler section here with the gory details. So if you're not out of here now, you're not out of here. You need to leave. Run. I just gave you a semi-spoiler before we get into the big shit. But thank you so much for joining me, you people who don't like spoilers. I appreciate you for watching this. Make sure you leave a like. Make sure you subscribe for more. And make sure you hit the button so that you get notifications for when I drop these. I should be dropping one of these every day around 5 o'clock. I hope to be staying on schedule, but this may be late. You never know. But thank you. I've been having trouble with YouTube, so you never know. But thank you so much for joining us, and I hope to see you in our next journeys, Dungeon Dwellers. But off in the gory details. Okay, the big question of this movie is Katie/Christina in on it the whole time? Is she doing any of the murders, or is it Elizabeth? Is Elizabeth murdering anybody? Because I've seen certain people put out that they don't think Elizabeth killed anybody. Because the only people we see her attack even are the Arlene and Amy. But you don't know that it's even Elizabeth, because you don't know whether it's Christina personating someone else again. So we got a lot of sort of who and what is doing what in this. And given Elizabeth Caulfield is going south, not north, and given that they talk about finding her dead in a ravine, you have to believe that the Elizabeth Caulfield that shows up in the end is actually her mother, and is actually there. You feel me? Is this just Christina finally freaking snapping and it all breaking loose and going absolutely nuts? Because think about it. She's been digging in the yard. She keeps digging up the bodies. Who was the murderer in the old days? We don't know. And we don't know if it's still her. But it's like, did she put this avatar of her mother in her head to protect her when she was in danger? And because she had seen her mother do it so many times, it was easier for her to kind of imagine her mother doing it than herself? I mean, you have a whole huge host of things to answer when you're dealing with this movie. That's why I gave it. That's why I'm in it. And Michael Morrissey, you did a great job with this. I mean, from the dialogue being really tight, like I said, it's only a few places that I feel it drags. It's only a few places where I feel like you could have shortened the conversation and it would have been okay. And we would have been okay without seeing certain conversations. There were so many good shots, though. There were so many good, like, set piece after kills, because you don't really see who's murdering, but you do get to see some murder. So you get really good shots on what happened afterwards. So I really, really like this film, and I think the rest of you will too. I didn't hear anybody say anything about it, other than the few people who were reviewing it like I was, who checked it out. But I really think that more people need to see this film, and I think it's a worthwhile film, given what it does, and given where it goes, and given the performances, because your two sort of principal characters really, really, really shine in this. But that's gonna do it. I don't think there's much to talk about in the gory details, because we kind of cover a lot of that in the body count. But yeah, Four Skulls, guys. I think this movie really, really, really goes places. And I didn't give Lisa a MVP because she kind of plays an angsty teen daughter. I mean, she plays it well, but she plays it. And I mean, the director, of course, gets an MVP for putting all this together. And Boy Wonder Films for producing the whole thing. But I don't know. I don't want to do too much and talk about it too much, I guess, because this is one of those that it's like, how do you restart your life after abuse? How do you do all these things? How do you come back from traumatic episodes, sort of problems? I mean, it's got a lot to it, and you really, really, really want to get into it. But I think that's going to do it for this episode. 26 minutes, that's fine. That's fine. Next time, we're going to be covering The Stuff. Can't get enough of the stuff. So make sure you stay tuned and come see us tomorrow. Hopefully at 5 o'clock, waiting on you right here. But thank you so much for joining me, Dungeon Dwellers. I hope to see you on our next adventures. But until then, I don't know. This one's a little weird. Until then, live your own life. I don't know.